This video will explain the basics of how to serve as an acolyte at St. Stephen Lutheran Church. Acolytes are primarily responsible for lighting and extinguishing the candles during the services. The candles symbolize the Holy Spirit coming down into the sanctuary, the presence of God joining the worshipers during the worship service. When you serve as an acolyte, you should walk at a normal, unhurried pace. As acolytes, this is the main tool that you'll use. This is the candle lighter. It's stored in the corner here of the chancel. And the wick comes out from this part here. You'll adjust it with this lever. You'll want about 1 inch or so of wick when you're lighting the candles, but you can adjust it to have more or less if you need to. And then this is the bell on the other end that you'll use to extinguish the candles. At the beginning of the service, you'll walk up to light the candles. Pause at the edge of the tile as you enter the chancel area and reverence the cross. You'll take a brief moment to look at the cross and bow before moving into the chancel. Pick up the candle lighter and proceed to the Christ candle to light the candles. Well, which candles should you light? You will always light the candelabras, the 2 sets of 7 candles in the back of the chancel area. If there will be communion, that is, if the communion ware is set up on the altar, you should also light the altar candles. You'll light the candles using the candle lighter and take the flame from the Christ candle. This candle will already be burning for you. Extend the wick a little bit and then touch the wick to the flame. At St. Stephen, this is the normal order that we usually light the candles. Light from the top down and then from the cross outward. So you'll light the candelabra on the right, nearer to the large cross, first. You'll light each candelabra, starting with the top candle and moving down. First the one on the right, and then move and light those candles on the left. To actually light the candles, gently touch the flame of the candle lighter to the wick. It's much easier if you hold the candle lighter at an angle rather than holding it up close. And proceed to the next candle on down the line. Once all of the candles on both candelabras are lit, look at the altar. If communion is not set up, extinguish the candle lighter by retracting the wick and return it to its stand and leave the chancel area. Don't forget to reverence the cross as you leave that tiled area. However, if communion is set up, you'll move to light the altar candles. Walk around to the front, pause, and bow before the altar. Be mindful of where the flame is. First the right, closer to the cross, and then the left. After the candles are lit, extinguish the candle lighter by retracting the wick, bow briefly before the altar, and then you can walk to the back of the chancel to return the candle lighter to its stand. You can leave the chancel area, but don't forget to reverence the cross as you leave. At the end of the service, you will extinguish the candles. You will extinguish the candles in the reverse order. So, you'll first extinguish the altar candles if they're lit. Walk up to the altar, briefly bow, and then extinguish the left and then the right candle. Then you'll extinguish the candelabras. First, the candles farther from the cross, from the bottom up. Last, the candles closer to the cross, from the bottom up. However, do not extinguish the Christ candle. Once all the other candles are extinguished, return the candle lighter to the stand and leave the chancel area. Don't forget to reverence the cross by briefly bowing. For most of the year, at St. Stephen, the candelabras are set in a straight diagonal. However, during certain seasons, you may find the candelabra arms have been bent down to show penitence or humility. To light the candles when they are in this orientation, start with the candle at the top, and then light the arms closer to the cross, and then light the remaining 3 candles, again always going from the top down. As with the normal alignment, you'll extinguish these candles in the reverse order. So you'll start on the outside lower candle, extinguish 3, then move to the inside corner and extinguish the remaining 4, ending with the candle on the top. If a candle is not extinguished the first time you try, simply lower the bell again and hold it for an extra few seconds until the flame is extinguished.